Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Ondo. Wanted to do a video. I covered it, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. Since then, we've had some very interesting price action. TVL is also there's been a minor increase in TVL. I think since last week it's about 40-30 million dollars. In increased TVL, so that's good to see. But obviously, the main thing that we need to talk about is first of all the pullback that we had over the course of this Asian session. You can see that that Ondo pulled back into the previous value area high right here, which I actually have to I have to change this up slightly because it's not correct the way it is right now. It's too. Where is it? Can I still do something like this? I shouldn't extend it right. I should do something like this. So then we pulled back a little bit. We pulled back a little bit shallow, but we added the pullback. Strong reaction. Obviously, last Thursday we had some very good news about the SEC being in talks with Ondo to potentially launch a securities platform. So that's obviously great news, right? And if we actually hear more news about that, I can almost guarantee that that's going to pump up the price for Ondo even more, because I don't think that's priced in, right? If you take a look at the price action that we had last week, it was a 17% move, and at the same point of time, the market also still rallied, right? So I would say like Ondo specifically maybe got a 10% move based on news. That's absolutely amazing for the project, because if Ondo is actually in cooperation with the SEC going to launch a securities platform, that's massive, all right? The amount of money that they will be able to make from that is absolutely immense. The amount in TVL growth, in protocol growth they can get from there is huge. So that's very much, or at least I can almost guarantee that that's not priced in. So then we'll be able to break above 1.05, 1.1, our main resistance levels easily, and push much higher. Maybe even aim for an all-time high, even though an all-time high for Ondo is quite difficult since obviously I think in January we had a lot of new tokens being released into circulation, right? So what that means, just as a bit of a tangent, what that means is that if you take a look at the market cap and the price right here in the last year, you can see that the price, I think at the end of January, got to like $1.4, whereas the all-time high was around $2, and the market cap then was higher, which obviously sounds strange, but that's because a lot of tokens were brought into circulation the 19th of January. But all right, so that's something you should just know. But right now, the big question is that all right, well, we do not have that extra news. We don't know whether an equities platform for Ondo is actually going to be a thing. So what can we expect from the current price action? And that's a difficult question, all right? I would say like the main balance we had for Ondo was down here, and I think the most important key level we need to keep an eye on while I search for a beautiful for a beautiful rectangle. The most important level I think we need to keep an eye on here, and I'm being quite aggressive here. Like we could drop down a bit lower than this and we'd still be fine. But in my eyes, the most important level we need to keep an eye on is this level right here, around 93 and 91 cents. Now, like I said, if we drop down into 90 cents, that's fine. If we spike down into 88 cents, where we have the POC, that's fine as well. But ultimately, I'd prefer if that level holds. So far, that level is holding, right? And that level is also holding with quite a lot of volume. We had decent volume coming in during the Asian session overnight. Bitcoin is also still holding on tight right here, even though that's obviously no guarantee. So as long as that's happening, look, I do not see enough momentum for Ondo to break out right here and to get up to 1.1 and potentially break above that. I think we'd need a stronger market again coming in during the US opening today, but for now I do think it's most likely we'll be able to find stability on top of 92 cents. And to also still get that move into 1.05 and 1.1. I just don't see any reason yet right now, or I don't see enough strength right now to suspect a breakout above that. And that's a bit of a problem, because if that takes too long, then eventually we'll drop back down into the range below here where we have much more balance. But that's something I'll keep you updated on, because right now the two main things that this really depends on, whether we can hold the breakout and whether we can potentially break above 1.1, are first of all the market, which the market nowadays is very much just the US market, what they do, and news. All right, so I'll keep you updated on that. For now, I think this is what you need to know. So if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Take care. I'll see you all in my next videos, and bye.